What's up, guys? I am out at Lake Ray Roberts with Daphne. Many of y'all may know I work a lot of hours, and it's easy for me to get stuck with my head down to the grindstone and kind of just lose track of everything else in the world around me. And so I do these walks as often as I can, not as often as I probably should. I should do it more. Today's kind of reminding me that I need to be doing this more. I try and do these walks where I just go out to the lake and I just pray and walk and just talk to God and think to myself and just, try and get my mind off of just the daily grind of having my head down to the grindstone and there's all the responsibilities that, life brings for a person, I know we all experience these kind of things. To kind of get my mind off of those things, help me kind of regroup my mindset and make sure that as I'm approaching every day, I'm doing it with the right mindset. Because even the coolest experiences that you can have in life, if they're approached with the wrong mindset, can be negative, or they can be destructive, or they can be frustrating, anything like that. It could be the most fun thing you've ever done, and if you don't have, if one thing is off in your mind and you're not approaching it in a way that you're proud of the way you're approaching it, then your experience can be, I guess, less than ideal. It could be suboptimal, right? And I want to make sure you guys have the most ideal, maximal experience of life as possible. And specifically now, as we've been preparing you guys for this competition coming up, I would kind of like to help you guys adjust your mindset a little bit, because now, we're about, less than 2 weeks out, and now basically, like, as far as fitness is concerned, like, what's done is kind of done. Like, all the fitness you guys have earned over the last, year or whatever or more. Some of y'all more, Melly and Luis, it's been, almost 5 years y'all have been with us here at Solar. All that fitness that you guys have earned over the last 5 years is what's brought you to where you're at now. And if you're not fit now, then in 2 weeks, you're not going to become super fit already. Fortunately, you guys have worked really hard and seen a lot of awesome gains. So now, really, as far as fitness is concerned, fitness is kind of there. It's kind of, I would say, like, it's kind of done. Check. We're going to move on past that. And so now continuing to dwell on fitness can kind of become a destructive mindset, because there's nothing you can't really change a whole lot in the next little bit. Hey, Daphne, come on. You can't really change a whole lot in the next 2 weeks because there's not enough time. What you've done, you've built it. You've built yourself into a position where you're ready to go attack this competition. So now let's make sure we got our minds right. All right. So as far as individual competitions, like I say, individual competitions are different. They are not the same as doing team competitions, and they require a different approach. You could be an awesome athlete in a team competition and then go into an individual competition and be squish. You could also be vice versa the other way around. I've seen both happen. All of it comes down to, if you ask me, it comes down to one thing. Individual competitions come down to one thing. If you know what your why is, like the back of your hand, and you have it well versed and recited and understood and convinced in your mind as to what your why is, then as you approach an individual competition, as you approach a workout, as you approach whatever it may be, anything you come across, you know what your why is, and nothing is going to shake you from it. If you have an awesome performance or if you have a poor one, you know what your why is, and you're proud of yourself because you put out your best effort, right? So if you're out there on the competition floor and you're not quite sure what your why is, you're thinking to yourself, why am I doing this, right? I've seen it happen so many times. People will be in the middle, they'll be in the middle of their first individual competition, and they decide that they hate competitions, and then they never want to do this again. And I even hear them get to the extent where they're like, screw CrossFit, this crap's hard. Everybody else is better than me. I have so many skills. I've been working at this for so long, and all these other people can just do all this crap, and I just can't. And you get all ho-hum and get frustrated, and then you're just like, I've seen people just quit, right? If you don't know what your why is, that can happen to you too, right? And not only do I want you to not quit, but I want you to have a freaking awesome experience. So how do we combat this? All right, I'm not going to tell you what your why is, but I am going to tell you that as you approach this competition, you need to know it. You need to know it like the back of your hand. You need to know what exactly is it that motivates you to take part in this competition and why you work out the way you do. I'm not going to answer a question for you and tell you what it is. I can tell you what mine is, but yours is probably going to be different than what mine is. My why is because I'm a high energy guy, and I like to make sure that I don't sell myself short in life. And it pisses me off whenever I do sell myself short in life because I know I'm capable of more. And like the idea of being lazy and like selling myself short and not having, top level fitness for the stage of life that I'm in just annoys me, right? I don't want to be lame and lazy. I just am not willing to do that. The other thing, I've got two parts to my why. One is I'm high energy and I am not willing to accept less than what I'm capable of. The other part is I don't want to just like keep up with my kids when I'm old. Like I want my kids to have to keep up with me. That's like not an option for me. Like that's going to happen. And I know that's what my why is. So as I approach competitions, if and when I do them, my goal remains the same. My goal is my goal regardless of how I perform at the competition. So if I go out there and I crush this competition, whatever the competition is, right? If I go out there and I crush it, all right, cool. That works out. It aligns with my goal, right? If I go out there and I suck and I get dead last, which I have done before twice now, 3 times actually now, I've gotten dead last. And I did a hell of a job doing it too. I snatched 210 getting dead last in a competition one time. So I walked out of there with my head held high, knowing that I snatched 210 and that was the best of what I could do. That performance aligned with my goal and I was proud of it. And I went on to the next one. The next competition I did, I got first place. It just kind of worked out that way. I could have been last place again the next time and I still would have been fine with it because I knew what my why was and I was confident in where I am and where I'm at. So every time I approached every time I approached the competition floor, I knew inside me what I stood for, and what happened on the floor didn't determine what my goal was, what my why was, or what my self-worth was. So you need to figure out what your why is, and it's going to be different for each of you. But I want you to remember, when shit hits the fan and everything breaks down and you get into the most frustrated place that you're in, know what motivates you like the back of your hand. Know it so well that you could explain it when you're out of breath and you're dead because you're convinced of it and your heart bleeds it. Know what that why is. Don't miss out on the best that there is for you. Get it, guys.